Hey everyone, welcome to Super Average People. On today's episode, I am interviewing Asher. Asher is actually my husband, and he is a beautiful man. I remember when I first met him about 13 years ago, and he was just like nothing I'd ever come across. He just oozed this grounded, beautiful kindness. And I was just drawn to him like a magnet. Mother Teresa famously said, "If you want to change the world, go home and love your family." My super average husband, Asher, is doing incredible work when it comes to our broken food system and our poor levels of health at the moment. But first and foremost, he understands the importance of being a present father and husband. Asher has an incredible ability to be fully connected with all parts of himself, which allows him to be a really soft and nurturing man and bring that connected side of him to his life. Asher exudes a natural wisdom and beauty, and really shows that wisdom and beauty can just come from the essence of who you are. We need to see this soft, nurturing side of our men. It's there. We just need to witness it and hold space for them to bring it forth. And, to just really tell them just how sexy it is.
So I am Asher Andrews. I'm living in Toowoomba at the moment with my family, Jess, yourself, my two beautiful daughters, Willa and Rumi, and they are now 3.5 for Willa and just over a year, 13 months for Rumi. And I'm loving life at the moment. This is a great time to be here and to be inspired by my family. I have a really close-knit family group. Yourself and I really sort of bounce off each other and find this sort of beautiful personal and working relationship that I find really rewarding. Being able to live and work together means that we can spend every day, all week, with our two girls. The girls at this age, it's just such a beautiful and vulnerable age where we can really learn so much from each other. Yeah, so I'm spending just all day and every day with my girls. I often reflect on how others may not have that opportunity, and just how sad and how much of a loss I feel for them. The reason that happens as well is just this real expectation and pressure on males in particular to be bringing home a sizable wage for their family, and this real emphasis on them being the money makers is really just a stereotype of the past. I don't see that as a viable, sustainable way to move forward. So I think, our modern society just puts so much emphasis on the importance of money and abundance and of things, but we certainly focus on abundance of time together, and that being the commodity that we really respect and try and uphold in our lives. And there's no substitute for the time that we're spending together and with our two girls right now. And there's no amount of money that we could earn that could ever bring the same satisfaction as that time. Do we have a lot of money in our family? We don't, but we have such an excess of abundance. Things like this, like just sitting at home right now and Willa wanting to be involved and experiencing what Jess and I are doing is such an important and valuable lesson for the girls and for us. So I have abundance, but I have it in love and time and connection. The birth of Willow was beautiful. I really, really enjoyed it. I loved seeing her come into the world, and I loved seeing the power of a woman bringing a child into the world. And what struck me was that you have that power, and whether you know it or are connected to it or not, that woman's power is undeniable. I found myself feeling as if I wished I was more active during Willow's birth. The midwives there were so capable and so involved in what was happening, but I felt like I took a back seat, unconsciously. On reflection, I feel like if I had been able to be there with Jess more and, to get down on her level and look into her eyes and connect with her, and had I a greater knowing of her power going into it, I would have been able to be more beneficial and present with her. I found the experience of knowing how much you were going through so, in a way, like disempowering for myself. Like I'm used to being the person in our relationship and my work that is the doer and the capable one and the one who is sort of a bit of a hero that can do everything, and not being able to have any real control over that was quite confronting. Wrapping Willow up and dressing her and holding her in my arms was just really special. She's an amazing person, and you could tell that as soon as you looked into her eyes when she came out. The way it affected myself personally, and our relationship and the way I viewed the world was dramatic and quite instant. While cliche, it certainly changes your whole perspective on life and living and what's important. I really want to not impose on my children too much. I want them to be them. I want them to grow and explore and develop their own unique person. I see the role I have as really, really important, and I'm privileged to have it. That guiding hand rather than the telling, I think is super, super important. Allowing them to find their own way, but being there as that support. Always. I think what's amazing about all children is that they're so innocent and they're so pure in the way they view the world. And I think we could all learn from that. The wonder that they see around them, that's really inspiring. Rumi's birth, I was really, really excited about having another go at being a birthing partner. I knew not what I did wrong, but I knew where I wanted to improve and step up from Willow's birth, and how I wanted to be there for Jess. Rumi's birth, we chose to have her at home, which I think was an important part of that empowerment for me, and certainly for you, me as well. I think knowing that that we're in our home and that we were doing this together in our safe space, and that we would be relying on each other and not the hospital or the people there, the midwives. And I think just even the action of not having to go to the hospital allowed me to really connect with the birth a lot more, and not be in charge, but to be to know my place. I think as soon as you have to, take yourself out of your own space, where you know how to do it just changes that dynamic. Like my role was, just to be the birthing partner. I was there for her, for what she needed. But it's not a role that, it's not like in saying that, it's not like what she need, like I need to get her a juice, or I need, like it's not simple like that. It's knowing you, and for anyone, knowing your partner really deeply. The action of birth really brings out whether or not you are truly connected to your partner. I think that all those insecurities and fears come up in something like birth, and that's either your power or your downfall as a supporter. I found the experience super empowering. I found being able to be there for Jess and hold her in space, both physically and emotionally, to be really satisfying. And I felt like I was part of the birth. I felt like I was doing it as well, which made it just really special. A good way to be there, like just not letting your partner know that they are capable, that they have the power, and that if they breathe and connect, that they will do it. It's such a hard time after birth as well. It takes such a long time to get back to any normality, that I think, that standard, 2 or 4 weeks that a man has, typically, it's just not enough. And, I frown upon society for expecting that. I think a lot of men, again, feel this pressure to get back to work straight away, start providing, or they don't know any other way, But it's such an important time, like, for the woman who's recovering, physically and emotionally, for the child who is just searching for connection with her parents, her siblings, and for the man who needs that time to create that connection and spark with that child. I feel like we made that mistake after Willa's birth and learnt from it. And we definitely went back to work too quickly and bowed down to those pressures of society, saying that we needed to make more money and get back into the swing of things. After Rumi, we decided that it was going to be different. We took a lot of time off and spent that time together as a family, surrounding each other with that special time, and now it's extruded into our way of life, essentially, that we're here with our children. It's a little bit, I think that it's a bit like connecting with your partner. Like, you are with your children and you hold them and hold space and be present with them. You look them in the eye and you connect with who they are as people and what their needs are. And you let go of your own ego and what you expect from them. It's just about that being present with your children and allowing them to guide you and teach you. That's how I view being a parent. Other than just like loving time with my children and my wife and doing work stuff which I love, which is cooking and teaching people about health and nutrition. Meal prep on a budget. Showing you just how quick and simple it can be and price effective. Other than those things, what I'm really enjoying at the moment is just running, just having that time to do some running, getting out of the house, clearing my head, you know, resetting the day, experiencing nature. This past year has been a massive, massive change for myself and my family. And it's allowed me to reflect a lot on what's important and you know, where I've come from and how we've ended up here. From a young age, I believed I had to be hard, as in, you know, emotionally and be able to work hard physically. With age and experience, you realise that doesn't leave any time for you, and it doesn't leave time for the other special people in your life. Allowing ourselves the time and space to spend with the girls, to go for a run, to be in nature, to be more connected, has really just changed the people we are and our perspective on life. My dream or wish for our world in creating what could be a more beautiful world is for people to take the time to be still, to take the time to reassess and to think about what's important for them, to prioritise and shake up their life. Because if they can't make that change now, then that moment will be lost. And the sooner you do it, the more you will reap the benefit. A more beautiful world means each individual connecting and living out their own innate, beautiful gifts and sharing that. I really feel passionately and strongly about the role of men in both birth and parenting. That pressure to be a provider as a man has over the years sort of distanced the male side of that relationship in the family. What I want to get across is that being a father and a parent and a partner is enough. You don't need to be more, you don't need to do more or earn more when you become a father. The only thing you need to do is be more present for yourself, your children and your partner. I think it's something that really needs to change in order, again, to create a more beautiful world, because that time you spend with your children, bringing them into the world and raising them over time, that's what's going to shape our future. I feel a little bit misunderstood about, or, you know, like this sort of, when you feel like other people have an idea of who you are, but you feel like a different person, I guess. I've built this sort of, you know, persona and expectation around myself as just a really hardworking, quiet, sort of keeping to myself. I feel like slowly I'm being able to sort of change that perception a little bit and be a little bit more who I really am. And I feel like my gifts and are the same as my passions, like being you know, patient and understanding, being able to hopefully see the world through other people's lenses, and being empathetic of that, allowing time and space for others, you know, and then, you know, more specifically, where work has led me through my gifts is sharing my knowledge of food and nutrition and sharing that with my community. Why did I pick this shirt? I don't know, I love this shirt. I think it just really sums me up as a person. I wish I could wear it more.
I love you, Daddy.